Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Friday afternoon wrap. This is Barry Beer and Steve Wood with you in the studio, and what a great day we've got here. And it's been Barbecue Friday again with sausages and kebabs and salad. And to open the show now, to tell us more about that, good afternoon to my outsider, Steve Wood.
Good afternoon, Barry. Good afternoon, viewers. Keeping up our long-held 3-week tradition, Barry, now of Barbecue Friday. So that's the third week on the trot we've managed to do. Even though it was the worst weather today, we managed to get Ralph out there cooking. Sausages, kebabs, salad, brioche rolls. Everybody's had a good feed and are all very content.
Yep, and we're nearing the end of week 8 of the lockdown now. So the road to recovery is getting better. Here's my outsider to open the show with that now.
That's right. So I think the government have been announcing easing of restrictions almost, it seems like almost every day. New easing, whether it's 5 people in a restaurant or 10 people in a restaurant, or 5 people round to your home or 10 people. It's getting the road to recovery started. I think we're on the road out, Barry, are we? You think?
Yes, and I was just hearing from Patrick, our manager at St. We don't know when St. will open, but we have to be patient, but he will definitely talk to us next week about it. Here's my outsider.
Yeah, I had a discussion with Linda, the manager of Lifestyles at Alnby, who mentioned that they're putting plans in place to start a transition back to being able to open. So they're working out how to do it.
So the lockdown is nearing an end here. Well, let me take you back to when the lockdown first began. It was decided to close the services for the safety of the clients and staff. Here's my outsider.
That's right. That's how they first started. I think Hydro was the first thing to close because of the risk of not wanting to spread any infection, and then very quickly spread to the lifestyle centres themselves. Yeah, 8 weeks ago.
So 8 weeks ago on this day. So it was a very sad, emotional time. And during that week, there were meetings on where the staff, on who was going to work at White House. Is my outsider.
That's right. So it was very undecided early on how to actually do the lifestyle program at houses. So we all had to learn very quickly. And there was a lot of swapping and changing, people going to different houses. Originally, they wanted the same people to go to the same house every day. That quickly became impossible because we don't have enough people. So all of a sudden, you had 2 houses, and then in some cases, 3 houses. So, and then they decided that as long as we follow restrictions about safety and health protocols, washing hands, frequently disinfecting, getting temperatures checked, and they would allow us to go to different houses.
And on the subject of this, guys, okay, sanitizing. Okay, sanitizing is important, guys, okay. Aquam, hand gel, okay, and you can pick that up anyway. Here's my outsider.
Quite interesting, Barry. You can pick it up anywhere now. If you cast your mind back, 6, 7 weeks ago, you couldn't get any because everybody had bought it all. So it's only come back to really being available in the last few weeks. But it's quite interesting, Barry, isn't it? How now I think it will carry on. I don't think it will stop. It will carry on being much more cleanliness focused, and we'll all keep going with some of the things that we've started. I think they're a good thing, but I think it will carry on.
So now I'd like to take you back to the very first week of the lockdown, which began here on Monday, the 30th of April. Monday, the 30th of March. I nearly said April there. So I'm sorry about that. So Monday, the 30th of April was the start of the first week of the lockdown, and people were working at different houses, and 8 weeks now into the 9th week next week. Okay, as we've been saying on the show, please do not be vigilant. Please do not be complacent is what the word I'm looking for here, and go nuts and go crazy because everything is slowly starting to open up. Here's my offside.
That's right. So from the 1st of June, I think you're allowed to travel, Barry. I think the government's decided that you can travel for holiday or to go, away for a weekend, as long as you're within the state. Barry, I think it's still banned. Is that right?
I think so, but I will have to watch the news tonight and find out. So watch your local news fields around Australia and listen to the news conferences. I believe there was one what we were having lunch before we came on air. Here's my offside.
Was there? I didn't see it, Barry. So I think there was a meeting on a Friday, isn't there, of the National Cabinet? I think so.
There was one today.
Okay, so it'll be interesting to see. I'll be checking that out tonight. See what the latest guidelines are, maybe. Yeah, as we should all do.
So guys, don't be complacent and start flouting the rules because we've done so well. But in Victoria, not so lucky. Here's my offside.
That's right. I think there were a few isolated, well not isolated, but there was a meat factory, wasn't there, an abattoir?
Meat factory.
A little group of another, 10 or 12 infections. But I still think the worst one is that nursing home in New South Wales, isn't it? The Anglicare.
Yeah.
Newmarch.
Yeah.
I think that's still the worst one. And thank God it is. So at least there's been nothing worse than that. So it's been very good, very good.
So the lockdown began, like I said, on the very last day of our day option service. I can tell you, after getting out of my cab for the last time on that day, 27th of March, I knew that the lockdown would begin the moment I walked in the door. I believe the cab staff at St. Ives were quite sad too, and when they put the buses to bed. Here's my offside.
That's right. I wasn't at St. Ives, so I was at Allenby when we did it, but it was quite sad, to think that it's come to this. We've actually got to stop providing that daily service, which we all love doing. Yeah. Anyway, I think look on the bright side, Barry. It's getting towards the end. The end is in sight.
And the end is in sight, Bill, so we will give you an update on when I can say goodbye to doing the show right from here, like I've been doing for the past 8 weeks. Like I remember doing my first show on the Friday morning before going to see Night's Cash for the last time. I didn't have any tears in my eyes then, but when I came home, I felt like it's my offside.
Yeah, I think it's quite debilitating. It's quite restrictive, isn't it, for everybody to lose one of the great things about getting out in the community. If it's suddenly taken away, it's a big part of your life, isn't it? It's a big part of all our lives, because we're social creatures, Barry, aren't we? We're social creatures.
But like Steve said, guys, we are on the road to recovery, and the lockdown is slowly coming to an end. We don't know how many weeks it will be yet, but stay posted. Here's my offside.
That's right. I believe by the end of June, I think we should be back in some sort of fully functioning day service. I think June will be the ramp up month where they'll slowly open up services.
And like Steve said, Hydro was the first to close. Now on to off from the COVID-19 stuff and on to the Barbecue Friday. And as Steve said, it's been 3 weeks since we commenced the Barbecue Fridays, and what a barbecue we did have. Here's my operator to tell you all about it.
That's right. So today we chose chicken kebab, beef sausages, and we made a lovely mixed salad with beans, avocado, tomato, cucumber,
and
greens.
And which I had.
You did, Barry. You did. You had a very good portion. I have to say. And everybody enjoyed that. That was good. So we'll have to do a little survey, I think, Barry, of what people might like next week. Yeah.
Yes, and to make a bean salad, guys, drain a couple of cans of beans, some corn kernels, dice up some cucumber, tomato, lettuce, carrot, beetroot, you name it, it's all there. Here's my offside.
That's exactly what it was, Barry. I'll tell you what I didn't do. I didn't put the beetroot in it because I wasn't sure if everybody liked beetroot. So I did, but actually, I love beetroot. So, you like beetroot, Barry? Beetroot?
No,
there you go then.
Because it stains my tongue.
So anyway, all that stuff in Barry, apart from the beetroot.
And salad, guys, is a great way to use up all the leftover old vegetables in the fridge. And while we're on the subject of vegetables, it's very important to keep your 5 serves of veggies up a day. Here's my offside.
Absolutely right, Barry. I think they're very good at this place here at Oceana. It's a good example. I'm always seeing them use up, roast pumpkin, roast potatoes, any roasted vegetables. I know tonight, for example, you're all having quiche, and it's made out of all the old roasted vegetables that were in the fridge. So it looks really good, I've got to say. But a great way to use up, unused veg.
So I might go and have a vegetable juice um after the show.
It's not a bad idea, mate. It's actually a good idea. I like that.
So vegetable juice. How do you make it? Well, you can add your tomatoes, your carrots, your celery, and what else goes there?
Virtually anything you want, Barry. There's no limit to what you can put. You need a good amount of water to give it some liquid. Celery, carrot, beetroot. Beetroot's big in vegetable juice.
Yeah.
But again, you'll get that red element. Beetroot.
So
Pumpkin you can put in. Kale. Kale's very big in vegetables.
uh,
Makes it green.
so vegetables, guys, you just can't go wrong with them. Seriously, you cannot. Well, winter is certainly on the way, guys. And like I said last night in a video that I brought you, the rain is on the way. If I can get Steve to have a look outside the.
Yeah, I think, Barry, it's coming, isn't it? It's very dark and overcast. A lot of wind to go with it. So I think something's on the way, Barry. It's not here yet, but I think we're going to get it.
And 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 please, like if you do go outside, do break up because it is very cold. Here's my offsider.
It was, I think, degrees or something this morning when I got up, Barry. 8 or 9 degrees. And yeah, so I had to, as you can see, do like a thermal vest on, got my real winter skivvy on, got my jacket on earlier, got my beanie, just managed to get it off. But yeah, winter's coming, Barry. Winter's coming.
So on the subject of winter, a few tips that I did bring you. If you are not well, please do not come to work. Rule 1. 2. If you do enter a site like this one here, have your temperature checked. Here's my offsider.
That's right, we do that every site we go to. Every day we check in with our temperature, we make sure we're not feeling any symptoms of anything whatsoever. And we also check all you guys' temperature every day, really, just to make sure, no one's got a temperature they're not aware of. Sometimes you can have a temperature and not be aware of it. So it's important that it's actually checked.
So please, guys, if you don't feel well on the day of your shift or before your shift, ring your site manager and phone them so that they can find somebody to replace you. Here's my offsider.
That's right. So it's very important that you give people as much notice as possible, so they can find a replacement. But even if they don't go to work if you're not feeling 100%.
And go to the doctors if you get worse too, or have a phone conversation with them. Here's my offsider.
That's right. You can always ring up the health line and get some advice over the phone, because only go if you really need to. But there's lots of advice. Health line's a good line to call to get some nice medical advice without actually going to the doctor.
And like we said last week, don't waste time at the doctor's, okay? Because he or she has other patients to see, and tell the doctor the truth and nothing but the truth. Here's my offsider.
That's right. So just stick to the facts, tell them what the problem is, and try and make it as short as possible to allow as many people as possible access to the service if they need it.
So on the subject of doctors, again, if you make an appointment, please turn up for that. and the day before your appointment, confirm your appointment. Here's my offer.
Right, it's very important to keep the health system over. And one of those important things is that we all keep to appointments and let people know if we can't make it.
So that the doctor can see another patient and reschedule your appointment too. And make sure that you have all your paperwork. Here's my offside.
That's right. If you need to take anything with it, make sure you've got it with you, Barry. Try not to waste time. Make things as efficient as we can.
Well, three more things to end the show with today, and they are all positive. Okay, first of them is please be there for one another. Here's my offside.
That's right. Continue to lean on each other, support each other, help each other. We've done so well. We're nearly at the end. We should be able to make it with each other's help now.
And if you are struggling, please do talk about it. It is really important, guys. And write down in a diary as well how you are feeling. Don't forget about it. This is important. Here's my offside.
It is, yeah. Keeping the diary is a great idea. Write things down. So you've always got something to look back on and review. That's right.
So before we do go today, I'd like to go back to how the lockdown began, okay, because it's important. And the second thing we'd like to end on today is being honest with yourselves. Here's my offside.
That's right. You've got to be honest with yourself before you can lean on anybody else. So if you need help, admit to yourself you need help and go and get some.
And don't pretend that nothing is wrong when there is. Here's my offside.
That's right. A lot of people try to brush it off, don't they? But you're right. You don't pretend. Carry on and try and be honest with yourself.
And another thing is respect each other and compromise and don't argue. Here's my offside.
That's right. Just try and be nice and to everybody else and compliment people when they do a good job. And don't criticise them when they do a bad job, because no one really wants to do a bad job.
And it's no point getting upset about it because it only makes the situation worse. Here's my offside.
That's right. Just remain calm. Don't get upset or angry. Just try and remain nice and level-headed, so that we all respect each
other. And don't raise your voice and stamp your feet either, because it is not the way to go. Here's my offside.
That's right. So expressing your emotions out loud isn't going to help the situation. So just try and keep calm within yourself.
So the number I'd like to give you now for Lifeline is 131114. Get a pen and paper and write that number down and stick it on your fridge. You may need to call them one day. Here's my offside.
That's right. So always have the number handy, Barry. Make sure it's in your phone or stuck on your fridge. So you've always got it if you need it.
And always tell the exact truth to Lifeline too. Don't waste their time. Here's my offside.
That's right. So call them if you need them by all means, but don't call for a chat. You need to be in need of something urgent or need of someone to help you. You're just lonely, then call a friend.
and the number we always rely on 24 hours a day. That is 000. Only call them if you are in desperate need of the police, the fire brigade, and the ambulance. They are not there for pizza deliveries or clothing deliveries or lifts down to doctors, shops, the pubs, anywhere. Here's my offside.
That's right, 000 only for emergency. So we all know what an actual emergency is. The rules, and you only use it when you're in a threatening life situation.
Well, we're just about out of time here on our Friday wrap, but at the at 2:13.
Yep.
Here on the show.
Yep.
Nearly 2:15 here. I went to the doctor's again today and had something done with the doctor. I don't want to tell you what I had done because that's confidential. And then I came back here, had a cup of tea, and got ready for lunch and to do the show. So I hope you've enjoyed the show today, guys, and thank you so much for being part of our show this Friday on a wet Friday afternoon. And look at that, it is going to rain on us. And if you are driving home, please take it easy. Don't go too fast on the road or you will go bang. And don't use your mobile phone. Here's my offside.
That's right. Stick to the road rules when you're driving this afternoon, please, on a Friday, like you should always.
And don't use your mobile phone and have your hand on the wheel at the same time, because again, bang, and you can flip over. Here's my offside.
That's right. So it's actually illegal to touch your mobile phone while you're driving your car. So, yeah.
So we'd like to close the show by saying stay warm this weekend and practice your social distancing and don't forget the hand sanitizer, guys. That's very important. Here's my operator.
Yep. So yeah, keep yourselves warm, keep yourselves distant from other people, stay close to those you love, and keep sanitizing.
And show each other that you care about them, okay? And be there. Well, to end our show this week, for this Friday, we'd like to go back to when the lockdown began. It was very frustrating for us, and now we are nearing the end of the lockdown very slowly. So we'd like to close the show today by saying please be patient, guys, and we will be back on the road to having a normal life again. And do join us next week for Barbecue Friday, week 4. Who knows what we'll be cooking up. So we'll tell you about it on next week's show. But I can tell you I had a ball bringing the shows to you during the lockdown, and there's still a fair few more coming during this lockdown, and don't go away because I still have plenty more coming up on the show throughout the next couple of weeks, and on the last week of the lockdown will be, I don't know when that will be, but I can tell you we can't wait. But that's all we've got time for on the show this afternoon. Thanks for your company and have a great weekend. And here's Steve for his closing message and farewell now.
Thank you, everybody, for catching up with us. We'll see you all again next week on Barbecue Week 4.
And we look forward to you joining us from 12 midday for the big barbecue. Who knows? We might be cooking up something nice. Who knows? So, on that note, guys, it is time for us to say good afternoon to you viewers now, and you take care, and we'll see you next Friday on the show with my offside.
That's right. See you next week. Hopefully, guys, look after yourselves. Take care.
And have a great weekend.
Absolutely.
And I'm Barry Pham with Steve Wood wishing you a very happy and safe weekend, and I will be back, of course, during this weekend and next week as well to bring you lots of good stuff. So I'm off to have a lovely juice now. So from myself, Barry Pham and Steve Wood, we wish you a very pleasant Friday evening and a safe and happy weekend. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. And here's Steve to say farewell.
Farewell, everybody. See you next week. Have a great weekend.
And remember, be there for one another, guys. And this program has been brought to you today by Barry Pham, narrated by Barry Pham, and this program, of course, is proudly brought to you by Aquin Hand Gel. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.